everyone, and welcome back to Wednesday. The most unsatisfying day of the week. Because it's not the beginning of the week, or the end of the week. It is right in the middle, and it's a little sad. Anyway, if you've noticed the change in background, it's because I'm filming in bed right now, not at my desk. Which is nice because I'm eating in bed. I have rice, and on top there is chicken. It's not teriyaki, I'm going to butcher this because I have no idea how to pronounce it. Hoisin sauce? Hoisin. Someone please tell me how to pronounce that. I have no idea how. But yeah, I have food. And I have no idea what I'm talking about this week. I think I might talk about literature. Because that's always a good topic to fall back on. Mostly because I read a lot of literature. Of all sorts. I forgot to mention that these are leftovers and they're still pretty good. I don't think I warmed it up long enough though, but that's okay. At least it's not burning my mouth. So, I'm in AP Literature because it is my senior year in high school. And we've been reading a lot, obviously. We've read The Things They Carry by Tim O'Brien. We've read Dante's Inferno. And right now we're reading Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And also for English, I reread Romeo and Juliet for the fifth time? Between those. Anyway, it was good. Because that's my favorite Shakespeare play. And anyone who says that Romeo and Juliet is not good, unfortunately, we now have to fight. And I am 100% serious about that. I wrote a 6-page essay on why Romeo and Juliet is good. It's not actually about that, but it's 6 pages about Romeo and Juliet. So, I am a big fan of the Bard. For my second independent reading project, I'm reading Hamlet, which I'm excited about because I have only read it once all the way through, and I'm excited to look deeper into it because Hamlet is my second favorite. But I do really like my AP Literature class. Mostly for the teacher and the content and not for the other people in class, but that's kind of how it is in every class. I have a very small handful of friends outside of the internet, which could be construed as sad, and maybe it is. And sometimes it makes me sad, but I try not to let it bother me because I have very good friends online, and they always make me happy. But I guess I could talk about the book that we're reading right now, which is Brave New World. Brave New World is very interesting. It's a dystopian novel, so it's it's not similar at all to 1984, and even though I haven't read it, I know that. It is a piece of satire. I choked on a little piece of rice. Oopsie. That's what you get. by talking with food in your mouth. But it's a piece of satire. It's not... There's two kinds of satire. You may know these, but the two types are Horatian. Or, no. Nope. Maybe it is. I feel like I got that one wrong. There's one that's the funny satire and the lighthearted satire, and then Juvenalian's the dark one. I feel like Horatian's the name of the lighthearted one. I don't know why the actual name is escaping me. I really can't think of it. Somebody's gonna have to correct me. I'll look like a fool either way, but I'm used to being Boo the Fool. Anyway, it's the lighthearted kind. It's very... It's very interesting. It's definitely not your typical dystopian novel, where it's not... The world is all dark and bleak, and people are being controlled by, like, overly cruel people, and they're suppressed. Well, they're still suppressed, but in a very different way. They're suppressed through happy pills and orgies. I know these videos are supposed to be kid-friendly, but that is what Brave New World is about. They control the population by... Well, they control the population because they genetically engineer children. There's no actual parents anymore. And they do a sort of... They call it hypnopedia, where they do these slogans over and over in their sleep to make them think a certain way. And they also do Pavlov techniques to get them to associate certain things with being bad and certain things with being good. And the good things are the drugs, which is Soma. It's just a happy pill. It makes you focus in on the present and it makes you happy. Orgies. They have a slogan. It's everyone belongs to everyone, which I hate that slogan, but sometimes you just have to read the book and understand that this is a work of satire. I'm still uncomfortable, though. There's another aspect that does make me very uncomfortable. It's the fact that children at a very young age are taught the everyone belongs to everyone is in the sexual sense. I will not go into further detail because I do not want to. If you want to read the book, that is up to you. So far, we're on chapters 8, 9 right now. It's good. It's definitely a good book, but it is a little interesting. You understand why as you read. It doesn't make me any less uncomfortable. But a lot of books do that. I don't know. I've been ignoring my food, which is not good because I'm very hungry. It's really good. I think my favorite thing that we've read so far, and we're only on the 3rd book, and we have roughly 5 left, because we have an entire 9 weeks left. My favorite so far is probably the Inferno. Even though it's definitely it's also, it's not really satire, but it is a middle finger to the Roman Catholic Church in the 1300s. The Inferno is a story about a man named Dante, not Dante the poet, Dante the pilgrim. He's looking back on his life, and he goes to hell. While he's still alive, he gets permission from upstairs that he can go and explore hell with a guide to see all the sinners and see how much it sucks. And that's what he does. And his guide is Virgil, who wrote the Aeneid? It's pronounced a certain way, and I was corrected on this and I have completely forgotten it. But I digress. It's very interesting, especially for its descriptions of each layer. I definitely don't agree with some people being there, and I don't agree with the sins, but he's also Catholic, and this was the 1300s, so I can't really say much, but it's certainly interesting, and it's very descriptive, and I'm pretty sure Dante is very gay for Virgil. I can't make this up. I have it underlined in my book pretty much every time. Dante's just like, definitely gay. This is not me wearing my queer goggles and looking at it. As someone who is gay, this is gay. The homoerotism in the Inferno is peak. And I should probably also discuss The Things They Carried, which is a book that will mess you up emotionally. It is a work of metafiction, and it's very easy to take a bat and beat the book to death, trying to find all of the symbolism and themes. It's definitely a journey inside of a book. It will make you look at things differently. But it's a very good book. I feel like I would have liked reading it better if I hadn't been on the look for symbolism through the whole thing, but that's not the point of AP. There are some books I'm more willing to look deeply into than others. Namely, my copy of Romeo and Juliet is annotated to hell and back. I'll have to show it off when I get it back from being graded, because we just turned in our first independent reading project. So next week, I'll try to remember to showcase it in all of my red ink. The other books we're planning on reading, Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Let me take a look real quick. Frankenstein, Macbeth, The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, and there's one more. I can't see it on the floor, that's why I have to think about it, but If it's a really popular title, I'm gonna have to kick myself for not remembering it. There's a lot of things I don't remember. Very important things I don't remember. What is it? Hold on. This is gonna bother me if I don't look for it. Huh. Maybe that's it. I couldn't find it, so maybe that was all of the books. And I was imagining another one. Maybe we've read one more book than I think we have? Oh. Technically, the first book that we read was How to Read Literature Like a Professor. That book is honestly pretty good. It definitely delves into a lot of things that writers use in their novels and why. And it's a pretty good insight. I don't know if I totally agree with everything he says in the book, but I definitely think that it is a worthwhile read because it does give that insight into the deeper meaning of works. I think it's something you should read for yourself, but that's all I have to talk about for this week. So I will see you all next Wednesday.